I wanted to take a moment to run down a couple of the top headlines from the last year in professional wrestling. Does that sound like a fun idea for you guys? Top headlines? Wonderful. So to do that, I'm very pleased to welcome to the stage a couple of my buddies. First and foremost, from Octavarius Comedy, Brian Wohl. And from ESPN 1000, HBO boxing, and so much more, he's the man in the Bruce Lee satin jacket like a Ribera steakhouse. It is Ray Flores. Ray Flores, come to the table. All right, come on up here. Let's go up here. Well, it has been, that's the whole thing about WrestleZone Radio. The idea was that every day we would talk about the news from the world of wrestling, because as a guy who spent a lot of time in a deli and sales offices, I filled my days with podcasting. I don't think that that's an unfamiliar concept, right?
It's completely familiar.
Familiar, yeah, because office jobs suck. They're the worst.
Agree.
Anybody here work in a cubicle? Okay.
Right.
Notice that they didn't applaud. They raised their hands. They're like, reluctantly, yes, I'm a creature of the machine. Well, the first big story from WrestleZone Radio's first year that broke and really gave us our first spike in listenership was, of course, the Hulk Hogan sex tape controversy.
Oh, don't you know it, brother?
Yes, thank you. Yeah. I mean, this has been very damaging for Hulk Hogan.
Yes. But, I believe that the Hulkster will make a comeback. I believe in that.
You think he's going to come back?
Yes, he always comes back. He gets beaten down, and right when there's no hope, the Hulkster gives him the eyes.
He hulks up
and
from
he
racism.
Hulks up and he's going to come back.
He hulks up from racism and is like, I can fight this.
If there is one person that could hulk up from racism and a debilitating sex tape, it is Hulk Hogan, everybody.
Yeah.
That is someone that I will never lose faith in.
Man.
The yellow and the red.
Well, Ray, I don't know. I mean, do you agree? Do you think this is a situation that Hulk Hogan can bounce back from?
I mean, at a certain age, though, your time is up to where you can bounce back. You know, typically people love reclamation projects. You look at what's happened with Kobe Bryant, Ray Rice. I mean, Ray Lewis, beg your pardon. And they like reclamation projects, but I think Hulk Hogan's at the age where it's kind of borderline. So I don't know if he can come back from this, especially being left off of WrestleMania 32. I mean, it's going to have to take a while for him to get back within the WWE
I mean,
family.
is what he said. I mean, like, what he said makes him a racist, right? Like, he said that he hates N-words and, his daughter... affiliating with them. I mean, that's racist, right? That is what racism is.
I would say that Hulk Hogan is definitely racist.
As a racist, right? That's a very sad thing to have to come to terms with as a fan of 80s pro wrestling,
Well, plus, too, you look at how the WWE has that PG mentality and that they are so kid-friendly. They're doing a lot of stuff on ESPN. Do you really think they want to be associated with something that is still controversial and still present in the minds of people? I don't think so.
Is that why they're not promoting Donald Trump on television? Because they're like, he has also got those tendencies right now? I don't know. Well, I wrote down a list here. The other thing, of course, this past year in the world of pro wrestling, the story of The Shield, right? I mean, all three men, the past year has been very, very different for all three members of The Shield. Seth Rollins, injured, had to recover, come back from injury.
Racist girlfriend.
Wow, tied it together. That's right. Zahara Schreiber. Also this past year, we all saw Seth Rollins' dick.
We did.
Yeah.
It was a good-looking dick.
Okay, well, I didn't quite know exactly where we would go from there, but yeah.
I mean, it was. Look, if it's not PG tonight, I'm going to tell you, it was a symmetrical dick. And not everybody can say that.
Put a mirror up to it. It's the same on both sides.
Yeah, it was if you bisected Seth Rollins' dick, it would be the same on both sides.
Wow.
And you can't say that for a lot of dicks.
No, some dicks. You got the banana dicks. You got corkscrew type dicks. Like that.
Many kinds, and they work for many people.
Well, I mean, Ray, you as a guy who covers MMA and combat sports, you've seen a lot of people come back from recovery. Were you as impressed as everyone else with how quickly Seth Rollins was able to return to the WWE?
I mean, he's an amazing athlete. I mean, the guy just had a drive like no other. I mean,
Yeah.
very similar to that of John Cena. For some reason, he continues to get flack from people, but the guy works hard. He came back in amazing shape and ready to go, has a work rate that is crazy. I mean, when you're a top-level athlete, especially those that are involved in sports entertainment, I think they're some of the best athletes in the business, whether it be boxers, MMA fighters, whatever. I mean, they're on the road 5 days a week, putting it on the line every single night, and I think that they're some of the best athletes in the world. And
Sure,
I think,
but Seth Rollins in particular came back very, very quickly.
Absolutely, and you know what? He's picking up where he left off, if not better. So I think that, goes to speak in terms of his determination.
Well, I mean, do you agree? I mean, because they could have brought him back as a good guy. How many people would like it if Seth Rollins was a good guy right now? Yeah. No, you all prefer Seth Rollins. Now, but here's the thing. You prefer Seth Rollins as a bad guy because Dean Ambrose is champ right now, right? And Miles, you're booing Ambrose? Is the champ?
I think you boo everything.
Yeah, boo is. I mean, but that's the thing. It's like I think people only really want to dislike Seth Rollins right now because Ambrose is champ. Because if Roman Reigns was all three members of the main event tier of WWE getting boos right now. If Roman Reigns was champ right now, people would be begging for Seth Rollins to be a good guy right now, I feel like.
Oh, Reigns even more so. There's a reason why he's booed. I mean, you want to talk about getting the ball and then totally crapping it away? I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean,
getting busted from the wellness policy. I mean,
Ray, I think you're being a little hard on Roman there.
Oh, I mean, I have every reason to be, and that's as hard as I'm going to get because I work for Disney and I'm very, mindful of my employee at
Absolutely.
ESPN.
I also want to point out every statement you've made is also true about Seth Rollins' dick. It comes back fast. It's so strong. It's there
goodness.
5 days a week.
All right.
It's resilient.
Just 5 days?
And it is absolutely amazing.
I'm pretty sure that Seth Rollins' dick has never failed a wellness policy, right? Strong.
Oh, my goodness.
Fueled by wheatgrass and CrossFit.
And CrossFit.
And CrossFit penis. Roman Reigns, got popped for this wellness policy suspension right now. Is it a given when he comes back that this guy is going to be a good guy still? Because I feel like the opportunity is now more available than ever to turn this guy into a bad guy.
How many times have we been given the opportunity to have Roman Reigns turn heel and it doesn't happen? So
right.
I really don't know what they're doing.
And for that reason, we got UFC 200 this weekend. Brock Lesnar jumping back into the octagon. I see a couple people very excited about this. Brock Lesnar versus Mark Hunt. Now, I think that it seems to me there's a little friction between Brock and the WWE at the moment. I mean, would you agree?
I agree. And by the way, breaking news to those of you that do not know, Brock Lesnar and Mark Hunt has been elevated to the main event. Jon Jones has been busted.
What?
He failed he
Wait,
failed
what?
a pre-fight drug test.
No, wait, what?
And Brock Lesnar and Mark Hunt is the main event for UFC 200.
That just happened?
That just happened.
What?
Dana White is holding a press
Jones
conference
Cormier?
right now.
What?
George Cormier's out. Jon Jones has been busted,
Wow.
but he will have his opportunity to appeal. So it will be Brock Lesnar against Mark Hunt in the main event of UFC 200. It just came down less than 20 minutes ago.
Wow, we've incorporated my favorite part of WrestleZone Radio in here. Wait, where's my I have things for this. Wait, where's my news?
I can't believe we just broke news tonight.
Yeah,
ladies
here,
and
wait,
gentlemen.
I
That's absolutely wonderful.
Here it is. Well worth it. Yeah. No, no, I mean, that's surprising. I mean, it was Jones Cormier. I mean, but this is John Bones Jones broke his leg infamously, right? That thing where it was like he did that kick and it wrapped around the other guy's body.
That's Anderson Silva with Chris
Silva,
Weidman.
okay.
But
I don't
Jon Jones has been in trouble with the law and has had his battles with substance abuse.
Okay, so I know nothing about mixed martial arts, obviously. I'm a pro wrestling guy.
Another guy.
Okay, different guy. So this guy, he never broke his leg. He's just broken. He's broken John Bones Jones, like broken Matt Hardy.
So Ray, who are you rooting for in this fight between Brock and Mark Hunt?
Well, listen, I am a sports entertainment fan, so obviously I want to see Brock Lesnar go out and do well because here's the thing. Having been involved in combat sports, if Brock Lesnar gets knocked out, that means by an athletic commission you are suspended for at least 30 days, if not 60 days. That means that he will technically should be out for SummerSlam coming up on August 21, which WrestleZone will be in Brooklyn for.
Wait. You're saying if Brock Lesnar gets knocked out,
yes,
then he is not able to compete at SummerSlam?
I'm not saying from an athletic commission standpoint, they suspend you for 30 days from fighting and from competition. Now, with the WWE, with their wellness policy, how much are they going to abide by those rules? It could be up to 2 months. Plus, if he has an injury, if he has facial lacerations, he could be suspended for 90 days up to 180 days.
And there are technicalities in the state of New York that he would have to pass as well, because the state of New York has their own athletic commission, but I think Vince is probably friends with them.
I was about to say, Ben Hameen has been more than upfront about how the New York Athletic Commission works.
Oh boy!
Oh wait, 1 second, Ben. Would you like to take a moment here,
ladies
to speak
and
about
gentlemen?
That? He doesn't even need a microphone. All right.
The toughest test from the New York Athletic Commission. They take your blood pressure. Can you bend over and touch your toes? Get your ass out there and do it.
Okay.
Wow.
So you're saying?
Okay, well there you go.
You're saying if Lesnar gets bloodied, knocked out, lacerated in an MMA world, he wouldn't be able to have a fight for 60 to 90 days.
It is definitely 30 days.
Okay.
If not, depending on the knockout, 60 upwards up to on 120, 180 days. And with people looking at WWE so much, you would have to gather that they would adhere to the Athletic Commission's ruling.
Wow. That's intense, because I mean it does seem like a little questionable. It's like Hillary Clinton saying she's guaranteed to be the Democratic nominee, and it's like the DOJ hasn't passed their. Anyway, I don't like to get political here. I don't like to get political here. Yeah.
They did the same thing on the piss test for him, though. Just like the DOJ won't prosecute her, they didn't piss test him, so he can complain.
Don't piss test
Wait,
Hillary Clinton. You don't know what's in there.
Ben, are you saying that Brock Lesnar did not piss test to go to UFC?
No, he did, right?
He
did.
did. They have tested Brock Lesnar
Yeah,
4 or 5 times since the fight was announced. Now, here's the thing. He got an exemption. When you come back to fighting, they ask that you need at least 3 months before when you announce your return, you need 3 months. Brock Lesnar announced the fight last in June, so that is less than the 90 days because they want to be able to give you 90 days to drug test you to make sure that you are adhering to the standards by the Athletic Commission. Now, this is not Athletic Commission testing. This is USADA testing, which is an independent drug testing agency that makes sure that you're clean. Dana White has professed that he's about a clean sport, which is why Jon Jones, who's been tested many times, apparently failed this test, but he still has an opportunity to defend himself in court.
I see Miles. Miles, you have a question here, yeah? I saw you raise your hand. You want to come talk to the microphone? You ask your question. Miles, ladies and gentlemen.
Give it up for Miles, everybody.
I got a question for you.
Oh, you got a question for me? That's fine.
Yeah. So, you think that's why WWE's not promoting the fight?
Oh, good question. Thank you very much. Miles, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I think the WWE is not promoting the fight, and I talked to Bill Apter about this just yesterday for 120 Sports here in Chicago, if you haven't downloaded the app. I think the WWE is not promoting this fight because they don't have to, right? I mean, everybody knows Brock Lesnar is a WWE guy. So when he walks out to that UFC octagon, people are already going to be thinking WWE. I also think that there's a little bit of tension there that Brock just up and decided to call his own shots, and he wants to go work in the UFC, which to me, I think they're going to give him the same treatment at SummerSlam that they gave him when he came back from the UFC the first time. They're going to serve him a loss. They're going to have him lose to somebody just like they had to lose to John Cena when he came back the last time from diverticulitis, right?
I really hope that does not happen. I understand your logic behind it, but I really hope they do not do that.
Yeah.
Well, it all depends, provided that he does make it to SummerSlam. Nick, I've mentioned here on WrestleZone Radio that if he ends up encountering a knee injury or something like that, I mean, look, you're 30-something years old. You're fighting a guy that you need to take down. If he injures his knee or whatever the case may be, I mean, injuries are abundant in mixed martial arts, so who knows if he'll even make it to the Barclays Center.
All right. Well, with that, guys, we're going to wrap up this panel discussion about some highlights from last year, which has really just become a Brock Lesnar UFC 200 panel, which is great. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to Ray Flores and Brian Wohl from Octavarius. Thank you very much, guys, for coming up here. Appreciate it.